Okay, well, welcome everyone. I can feel you all on Zoom. I can feel your presence and your energy. It's great to have you all here at our very first ever Design.Different Week. 6 inclusive design events over the next 5 days. We start off with the symposium showcase and award ceremony, the first event. A couple of housekeeping rules before we begin. We will be recording the session, but this will only include the panelists and the presenters, not the audience. Please do use the hashtags that you see on screen, hashtag design different and hashtag inclusive design if you want to talk about the event. We'd love to hear what you have to say. And there is the chat the chat box has further information on the Zoom settings. There's also a Q&A function if you wish to ask any questions that we will answer later on. My name is Rama Girawo, and I have the great honor of leading the centre, the Helen Hamlyn Centre for Design at London's Royal College of Art. We exist with a single purpose: to use design to improve people's lives. Inclusive design is about including the widest number of people. It was defined at the RCA in 1994, and it has grown to be a global practice, a philosophy, and even a way of life, especially for all of us. Why do we need inclusive design? Well, the same sun sets and rises on us all every day, but that day can be radically different for each of us, depending on our age, our ability, our health, our gender, or race, and other factors that inform our context and circumstance. And conversely, design is everywhere. Most things have been through a design decision, good or bad. Design, however, makes every conversation better. If you bring together the need for greater inclusion with design's ability to deliver this, you get this powerful, empathic, and conscious practice called inclusive design. Everyone you will hear from tonight passionately and purposefully believes in this practice. All the work you will see is the result of partnerships. And these organizations on screen have been our fellow journey members. It's felt a little bit like Lord of the Rings. This is the Fellowship of the Ring. The names include public and private sector organizations, other universities, foundations and trusts, as well as community enterprises. We open our arms to everyone. We are better for collaboration. On screen, you'll see a range of the kind of work we do, all dedicated to inclusive design. Top left, we create, implement, and teach inclusive design methods. Top right, we work on projects that can last from 3 weeks to 3 years. And the bottom 2 pictures show the value of spreading the word, whether it's UK civil servants, as you see on the bottom left, or Hong Kong and Chinese fashion buyers, as you see on the right. We constantly push the boundaries of inclusivity, looking at who is invisible or underserved. 2020 has been a year of pandemic and protest, bringing up issues around age and race into the spotlight. The bottom of the screen shows our New World exhibition curated by Professor Jeremy Myerson. And here it is on display in New York. Also in the US, the top picture shows our Include conference, which took place in Detroit. For me, it is a powerful image of the future of inclusive design, young, female, and Black. You will notice that the center has been much more active on social media recently, so please connect with us on Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn, as you see on screen. The whole week is called Design.Different. Why? Because we design with a difference. To make a difference, we design different. We also launch are launching short videos that will show the power of inclusive design. And I'm so happy to unveil the first one. We call them Creativity Shots by the Helen Hamlin Center for Design. This first one looks at a technology invention we created with Tata Consulting Services for a major airline.
Design is most powerful when it's inclusive, empathic, and creative. Creativity Shots show you how. 14 different departments help get the plane off the ground. How does technology support? We looked at airlines, airplanes, and airports. Passengers see one flight number, but 200 people work behind the scenes. How do they communicate? And what technology do they use? We spent time with the teams. We observed and immersed. This stood out. People cannot carry everything, but they take the high-vis vest everywhere. It was not about technology. It was about behavior. The answer wasn't a new device or interface. It was a more technology-friendly vest. So, some creativity checks for your project. 1. See beyond the obvious. Reality rules. 2. Are you answering the wrong brief? Design makes every conversation better. We design with a difference. To make a difference, we design different.
Great, thank you. So we realize we're in that era where we're in Zoom rooms and slightly glitchy technology videos, but we'll be sending a link out to everyone by email. You're going to get an email pack full of all the links towards for any video that we show, because we realize sometimes it won't stream so successfully. And I can see in the chat someone's already asked that question. So we're sending that out to you immediately after. But we're also sending you something else. Don't say that we send you home empty-handed. We will be emailing you a link to our very first Design.Different magazine. This is volume 1. So keep a hold of it because it's sure to be a collector's edition in the future. We also theorize our practice and have a thriving PhD program in partnership with different RCA teaching departments, led by our very own Professor of Accessibility, Joanne Bichard. I want to end this introduction with a special thanks to Lady Hamlin and the Helen Hamlin Trust. Many people think Lady Hamlin is a Victorian heiress, but she's alive and well and living in Chelsea. The vision, energy, and support of the Trust enables everything that we do. And in this slide, Helen is not only color coordinated in her outfit, but she also sent a short message for us all tonight. And this will be played by audio.
I'm deeply sad that we can't meet in person this year to celebrate the marvellous work of my Centre for Design at the Royal College of Art. These are very challenging times, but I'm very pleased to say that the Centre is thriving as usual and that there is much to celebrate in these sad and difficult times. Firstly, I want to thank all the staff at the Centre for their significant contribution to important projects responding to the COVID-19 crisis. I also want to congratulate all of the students that participated in the Helen Hamlin Centre for Design Awards this year, given that many of their projects were disrupted due to the pandemic. The really good news is that this is a very exciting year for the Centre, with the launch of the new Design Age Institute at the Helen Hamlin Centre for Design. The research grant received from Research England for the Institute is a further endorsement of the importance of the pioneering work in inclusive design it has been developing over the last 30 years. Everyone has contributed and worked extremely hard to get to this point in the Centre's development, and I'm very grateful for the determination and creativity of the staff, both past and present, and in particular our directors through the last 30 years, Roger Coleman, Jeremy Myerson, and Rama Guerrero. I hope this week of stimulating online talks and discussions will enable more people to see how design can and should be used to address challenging demographic and social issues today and into the future, and help us to improve how we live together as a global society.
So thank you, Helen. We now move into some short quick-fire presentations from the Centre on different aspects of our work. We have two impact areas, looking at social impact and business impact, and two research groups, one looking at age and diversity and the other looking at health. And then we round this session off with a couple of minutes on a major new initiative we launched this year called the Design Age Institute. This brings together 30 years of work of the Centre into a network for design and aging, a real first of its kind for us. My colleagues will present, but I kick off with inclusive design for social impact. This group asks a simple question: how can inclusive design work with individuals and communities to create social impact in a global context? The Centre has been working for a while in this area with migrant workers in the Middle East, communities in Japan after the 2011 tsunami. But our first major initiative is the Public Toilet Research Unit, which you can hear more about on Wednesday at 4 o'clock UK time. I love the title of their new project, bottom right, which is called Tinkle, which stands for Toilet Innovation and New Knowledge Exchange. So do give us a tinkle on the phone, that is, if you want to know more. We also look at how to work with communities, not just individuals, and on screen are 8 principles that we will share with you. So do keep in touch as we develop this area. Your wisdoms, your words and your ideas are really important to our growth. The next quick presentation looks at business impact. Can I hand over to my colleague, Ninela?
Thank you, Rama, and hello, everyone. I'll start with a personal story. I joined the Centre 3 years ago to work alongside Rama on our homegrown creative leadership model, which is based on these 3 values of empathy, clarity, and creativity. An early realization that I had was that this model could have only been born here because the 3 values are innate to any project that we run, to how we build relationships and long-term partnerships across sectors, and to how we form teams. My name is Ninela. I'm the Innovation Fellow at the Helen Hamlin Centre for Design, where I lead our Inclusive Design for Business Impact area. We have a long history of bringing inclusive design into companies across all sectors, in areas of digital technologies, workplace design, user experience, product and service innovation, and so much more. A case in point is our long-standing collaboration with Tata Consultancy Services, including projects such as vocal accessibility, humanizing chatbots, and most recently, redesigning operations control for an international airline. And you will have seen one of the outcomes from this project in our first Creativity Shots video. Our work over the last year has also involved a range of research and dissemination activities, such as bringing together design and neuroscience for the next tranche of our creative leadership research. In this space, we also deliver workshops and bespoke training in inclusive design, design thinking, and creative leadership for public and private organizations across all sectors. And on this note, our next Creative Leadership Masterclass is only 10 days away, but all inquiries do send to RCA short courses and there's still time to book. And lastly, I would love to see you again later in the week. There is still time to book. Do join me on Thursday the 15th to hear 3 very different and insightful perspectives on the value of inclusive design for business. Friday the 16th is the launch of our Creative Leaders Circle, which is open for anyone to join in. And I will now hand over to my colleague, Jonathan West, who leads our healthcare research.
Thank you, Ninella. Yes, I'm Jonathan West. I'm a reader in healthcare design, and I lead our healthcare work here at the centre. And it's been another really eventful year. 2 of our largest projects are now reaching their conclusions. The first is Game Change, a 3-year collaboration with Oxford University to develop a virtual reality therapy for people seen in psychosis services, is now drawing to a close. The intervention is now in large-scale clinical trials across the UK, and the research associate Indra Knight is now writing up the research as papers for peer-reviewed journals. Next is the PASS, or Preserving Antibiotics Through Safer Stewardship project. It's a 3-year collaboration, this time with University College London. Rosanna Trainer has been working with researchers and clinicians to design interventions to help improve our use of antibiotics. She's also now in the middle of publishing our research processes. We've been undertaking work with Barts Hospital looking at testicular torsion. Research associate Imran Nazarali has produced materials to raise awareness of this condition, producing a website for parents and one for teenagers. And we continue our collaboration with the Helix Centre. Senior Research Associate Gianpaolo Fusari has continued his work on the on-track rehab design, which is aimed at improving recovery rates for stroke survivors. This is currently going through clinical trials. When the pandemic hit, we couldn't do our regular research because our clinical partners were far too busy. So we put out a call to all our contacts to see how we could help. We ended up getting involved in a number of fast-paced frontline projects which showed all the challenges and benefits of working in healthcare just compressed into a really short timescale. It helped us to build relationships and understand what the future might bring in healthcare. Tomorrow, I'll be leading a Zoom session with a frontline acute medical doctor, a microbiologist and a designer, where we'll be discussing the future of healthcare in a pandemic and the role that design has to play. And if you're interested, please do join me tomorrow at 4 p.m. And with that shameless plug, I'll hand over to Chris McGinley. Thank you.
Thanks, Johnny. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chris McGinley. I'm a Senior Research Fellow and leader of the Age and Diversity Research Space at the Helen Hamlin Centre for Design. 2020 has been a year unlike any other, and in many ways, issues pertinent to the age and diversity space have been magnified through this COVID lens. Issues such as isolation, technology fit, inequality have all been at the forefront of our minds, but also our research. This year, we've been challenged to think on our toes as our projects have shifted from face-to-face engagements and explorations to conversations over phone, Skype, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meets, Cisco conferencing, and on and on and on. Everything we do typically has had to be rethought to maintain meaningful exchange. Creative kits have been couriered to kids, cultural probes have been compelled to capture later life needs. Online exhibitions and social media initiatives have ensured that our ongoing conversations around inclusive futures could be maintained. Regardless, COVID's not slowed things down. In fact, our current projects have flourished, and we have exciting projects on the horizon as well. We'll be pioneering a completely new model of later life rentals in partnership with the innovative architecture firm Cartwright Pickard through a government-funded knowledge transfer partnership, which is actually the RCA's first. We'll be starting a partnership with Invisible Creations, which couldn't be a better fit actually. Their goal is to design for dignity. They want to create products that are desirable and defined by function and finesse, not age. And we'll be starting a new chapter with Heart and Soul, the award-winning creative arts company and charity, injecting the talent and insight of people with learning disabilities and autism into health service design. So if you'd like to hear more about the past year, everything we've been up to, and future developments as well, join us on Wednesday when myself, a selection of our researchers, and Colm Lowe, the new director of the Design Age Institute, will reveal all. I'll now hand you over to Colm, who'll tell you a little bit more about the extremely exciting, brand spanking new Design Age Institute.
Thank you, Chris, and welcome all. Yes, I'm Colm, the director of the Design Age Institute, and we are brand new. And while we have been funded and founded, this is the first launch activity we've actually done outside the RCA. So please be a little bit kind with us. We're learning. So why have a Design Age Institute? Well, if I could answer that in one slide, it would be this. For the last 12,000 years, the average age of a human being has been fairly consistent, but in the last 200 years or so, it has exploded. We have managed to get through the Stone Age, the Bronze Age, the Iron Age, even the Industrial Age and the Silicon Age. And for some of us, we even managed to survive Middle Age, but we're now entering the age of aging, where populations around the world will age. On top of this, in a couple of decades' time, 63 pence of every pound spent will be spent by somebody over the age of 55. So not only will there be a lot more older people, but they're going to have all the money. And this is one of the problems we've encountered, that at least 4 in 5 of those aged over 55 say their favorite retail brand does not understand them and what they need. There is something going horribly wrong. As we age, we'd like to think that our houses will be full of products that look as beautiful and as interesting and as technologically advanced as these. Unfortunately, this is not the truth. What they will end up looking like is this. This is what's on the market at the minute, a collection of fairly agricultural cottage industry bits of kit. And if there's one thing that I'm more scared of than aging, it is having things like this in my house. So we have a challenge. And the Design Age Institute has been created to deal with it, or part of it. So who are we? It's a new partnership funded by Research England, consisting of 5 organisations: the Helen Hannon Centre for Design at the Royal College of Art, the Oxford Institute of Population Ageing at Oxford University, the National Innovation Centre for Ageing at Newcastle University, the Design Museum, and the International Longevity Centre. And all 5 of these organisations have come together to create the Design Age Institute. So what are we? Well, we will be the National Strategic Unit for Design and the Healthy Ageing Economy. We have been set up to respond to the UK government's Grand Challenge on Ageing, and in particular, to use design to help people enjoy 5 extra healthy, independent years of life and to support people to remain at work for longer. We will be doing this clearly by looking at markets that better meet needs and whatever improvements can be made across social care. So what are we actually going to do? Well, our mission is simply put to amplify the voice of people as they age and support a better functioning marketplace. But our vision is simply to help people age happier. There is no point having health if it does not come with happiness. So these are what we're calling our big ticket items, the big things we will initially be looking at. And our role is to attempt to bring 16 products or services towards or to market within the 3-year period of the grant. And on the health side of things, we'll be looking at ability and independence. And on the happiness side, we'll be looking at helping people remain in work productively and happily. What home means as you age, with or without care services. So homes with care, not necessarily care homes. And then connections, this idea of friends, family, and community, staying part of place. And more, and it's in this bid, we need to stop designing for what well-meaning people think that older people need and start designing for what they actually tell us they want. A simple but very different message. And if I could leave you with one simple thought and final thought, is that we all need to embrace our inner Keith. If it's not good enough for Keith Richards, it should not be good enough for anybody else. It is about doing things to remain happy. On that final note, I'd like to pass back to Rama. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Colin. I think it's the first time I've heard Keith Richards and healthy aging in the same sentence. But of course, he is a picture of happy aging. Thank you to all presentations. That's a quick whirlwind view of the centre. And throughout the week, we will be exploring more of these themes in the 5 events to come. Every year we every year we hold a set of student awards, and this is one of the main topics of this particular event. So I'd like to hand over to my colleague Gail Ramster, who has really monitored and led the awards this year, to walk us through the awards, and more importantly, Gail, tell us the winners.
Thank you, Rama, and hello everyone. And thank you all for joining us for the announcement of the 2020 Helen Hamlyn Design Awards, a chance to celebrate the very best of people-centered design from this year's Royal College of Art graduates. It's one of the highlights of our year, and for Helen and her trust, allowing us to recognise and reward work that improves people's lives, with entries coming from across the RCA. I would like to thank our award sponsors, Snowdon Trust, Tata Consultancy Services, and the Helen Hamlyn Trust for their generous support. I would also like to thank everyone who participated in the award judging, and of course, all the students who took the time to enter their projects and participate in the awards process. This year, we are awarding 5 awards, which each recognise some of the centre's key themes of disability, diversity, inclusion, technology, and creativity. This year's total prize money across the 5 awards is £8,000, which can support these new graduates in the next steps of their career and in the development of their projects. We will also award 2 Fixperts Awards to the best students in a global network of 45 universities who participated in the Fixperts Learning Programme, and end with 2 Alumni Awards to previous Helen Hamlyn Research Associates. The first award is the TCS Award for Digital Inclusion. TCS combine tech expertise and business intelligence to catalyse change, working with a range of industries, including retail, banking, travel, and hospitality. The winner of the TCS Award for Digital Inclusion is a project that was regarded very highly by all of our judges. During judging, Robert Grant, lead UX consultant at Tata Consultancy Services, said, "Communicating with others is at the core of what it means to be human. And this student's work opens up that ability to everyone." And the winning project, with a prize of £2,000, is Finlay Duncan, Innovation Design Engineering, for his project Static Type. Congratulations, Finlay.
Although it can be easy to forget, our digital lives rely entirely on physical devices, and for users with impaired motor skills, this presents a challenge. Typing is a particular pain point, and users with severe conditions are limited to as little as 2 to 5 words per minute. Static Type offers a new approach to typing that makes the most of people's abilities. The device uses micro movements to input text using gestures, and this saves time. The form of the device places a strong emphasis on adaptability, which is so crucial here as all users are different and use technology in different positions and environments. I believe that by bringing this element of adaptability and choice to digital devices, it's possible to fill the gap between the highly customized and the rigid form of our everyday electronics. My name is Finlay Duncan, and I'm an Innovation Design Engineering graduate from the RCA. Coming from a scientific background, I'm a strong advocate for interdisciplinary design and center my work around finding creative human solutions to real-world problems. I'm hugely grateful to TCS and the Helen Hamlin Centre for this award, which will help me to push forward with user testing once lockdown restrictions ease. Thank you very much.
This year, we have awarded 2 Snowdon Awards sponsored by Snowdon Trust. Snowdon Trust is a charity that assists people with disabilities to access education in the UK. Since 1981, it has given grants of over £3.5 million, helping around 2,500 people. Of the winning project, trustee of the Snowdon Trust and awards judge Frances von Hofmannsthal says this socially inclusive design is full of humanity for women struggling in extremely stressful circumstances, a design focused on offering an idea for a solution to both mothers and babies in physically and mentally challenging environments. The winner of the £1,500 Snowdon Prize, Neloufar Tahiri from Innovation Design Engineering for her project Shia. Let's hear more about Shia.
Shia is a frugal device that enables mothers in refugee camps to safely feed their infants without having to rely on artificial formula from contaminated bottles. Today, 800,000 babies die each year from not being breastfed, a large portion of them being refugees, at higher risk of infection from unsanitary conditions and vulnerability to lower immune systems. Over 60% of mothers in these conditions lose their breast milk temporarily due to stress, and while 90% of these mothers can regain their breast milk, they don't have access to the proper tools and support to do so. Shia uses freeze-dried technology to dehydrate human donor milk that would otherwise be thrown out and delivers it in a sanitary relactation device that both enables mothers to feed their infants quality human milk and also support them to regain their own breast milk. Hi, my name is Neloufar and I am a multidisciplinary designer based out of London, UK. I'd like to thank the Snowdon Award for awarding me this prize. It's going to be extremely helpful in hopefully launching my project Shia and bringing it really to life.
The second Snowdon Award, due to the exceptional circumstances, we at Snowdon Award have generously chosen to award 2 Snowdon Awards. And this second Snowdon Award goes to a project that is a fascinating proposal to include and support traditional medicines within a mainstream healthcare system while using spaces to bring communities and generations together. An inspiring idea and an incredible, inclusive, positive design proposal. The winner of the £1,500 Snowdon Prize is Luanga Mayola Tikaka from Architecture. Let's hear from Mayola. Congratulations.
I'm Mayola, and I'm an interdisciplinary designer and a trained Part 2 architect. I was born and bred in South Africa before moving to London to do a master's degree in architecture at the Royal College of Art. Democratizing Healthcare is a project investigating the emergence of data in South Africa's healthcare system. The research undertaken aims to frame the legacy of apartheid town planning, its political and social implications on access to healthcare, and subsequently proposes an intervention that allows for alternative medicinal practices to intervene. The project is an exploration on the power of data in making a profound impact on how we perceive traditional healthcare in South Africa. The project posits both to organize the practitioners independently from the Department of Health, but also protect citizens through regulation in a mesh network which practitioners use to organize their practice. Through the use of augmented realities, practitioners are able to manage their production and build knowledge regarding their inventory, which in turn is shared amongst them. From a user's perspective, augmented reality aids in understanding of the use of each and every plant. By designing a plant cultivating facility in marginalized areas in South Africa, the project intends to aid traditional practitioners in offering them a space to practice.
Next, the Helen Hamlin Award for Creativity. This award is chosen personally by Lady Hamlin and her trust from across the shortlisted projects. This year, Lady Hamlin and the Trust chose 2 outstanding projects, each receiving a £1,500 prize. The first Helen Hamlin Award for Creativity is awarded to Sophie Horrocks from Global Innovation Design for Sensora. Congratulations, Sophie. Let's hear more about Sensora.
Hi, I'm Sophie. I'd just like to say a massive thank you to Lady Hamlin for choosing my project Sensora for the Creativity Award. I'm really gutted that this can't take place in person, but I've been a long-standing admirer of the work done at the Helen Hamlin Centre, and it feels like an incredible privilege to have been chosen for the award. So thank you so much. Sensora, my project, is an inclusive design solution to how blind and partially sighted people can navigate the world beyond vision. After carrying out global research with users, it became apparent that the problem faced by this community is not only about how to travel independently, but also intuitively. And Sensora is designed to communicate a spatial audio language through wearable technology to enable independent hands-free travel of indoor and outdoor spaces. And this has shown potential to not only be applied to this user group, but also to impact future urban planning, sports, and even firefighting. I really believe that inclusive design plays a central role in designing a better future. And I'm really hoping that the money will enable me to continue my work in this area further. Thank you so much again. And if anyone's interested in finding out more about the project, please feel free to get in touch. Have a great week. Thanks.
Next, we have Lucy O'Rourke, who's Director of Projects at the Helen Hamlin Trust and one of our external judges, to share her thoughts on Sensora.
Our first winner was Sophie Horrocks with her project Sensora. Sensora is a very beautiful and brilliant wearable solution for the blind and visually impaired. It brings together high-tech with human-centered design in a really sensitive way to give the visually impaired an extra sense of their own. And I think something that we just take for granted navigating around objects. But very, very promising design, and we look forward to seeing the prototypes. So congratulations, Sophie.
The last of the 5 RCA Student Awards is the final Helen Hamlin Award for Creativity. And this £1,500 award goes to Amelia D'Orazio and Samia Singhal from Service Design for their project Across Silos. Congratulations, both of you. Let's hear from the last of our graduates.
In the London Borough of Barking and Dagenham, information deficit and lack of communication are leading to late interventions and adverse outcomes for vulnerable children. To address this, we developed Across Silos, a library that collates service patterns which were co-designed with users and are being piloted in the borough. It consists of a set of tested tools and guidance that improve information flow and communication between public services, practitioners, and local authorities.
The patterns are being implemented through 3 interventions that allow practitioners to identify and support children at risk early, quickly, and more effectively. The interventions reduce time taken to activate support, escalations to statutory services, and ultimately prevent adverse outcomes for children. I'm Emilia.
And I'm Soumya, and we are honored to receive the Helen Hamlin Award for Creativity. We are service designers using our practice to create positive change in society.
The Helen Hamlin Centre has always been at the forefront of creating social impact, and we are honored to be recognized as designers contributing to an equal and inclusive world. Thank you.
And now over to Lucy again for our judges' comments on Across Silos.
So we were thrilled by the simple to use system which was developed and piloted with the London Borough of Barking and Dagenham, and it establishes a framework and provides a set of tools for all of those involved in the safeguarding of vulnerable children to communicate and share essential, complex and highly sensitive information, effectively ensuring the best outcomes. It works with existing systems for managing data, and we felt really has the potential to be used in any local authority area. So congratulations for that project. And may I suggest that you Google these projects and look at their websites. Please go and have a look, and congratulations to both our winners. Thank you.
And this concludes our 5 Wall College of Art Student Awards. Next, on to the Fixperts Awards. I'd like to introduce Bree Aljaf of the Helen Hamlin Centre for Design and Melanie Smith of the Design Age Institute to introduce Fixperts and announce the awards.
Hello, thanks Gail. So the Fixperts Learning Programme sees student teams work with a Fix partner on extraordinary design projects that help positively impact their Fix partner's daily life. Along the years, student teams have produced over 600 films, which have had over 1 million views. The Fixperts Learning Programme is part of FixEd, co-founded and directed by Daniel Charney and Dee Halligan. It's based on the Fixperts initiative, which was originated by Charney and James Carrigan in 2012. 45 universities and higher education institutes across 23 countries have taught Fixperts since 2013. The latest to join the award submissions this year are first-timers Nairobi TUK and Loughborough University. Fixperts estimate that there are over 150 Fixpert tutors worldwide.
Hello. Each year, the Helen Hamlin Design Awards presents a Fixperts Award for the best of these Fixperts student projects from the global network. First, I'd like to announce the 2020 runners-up. The 2 runner-up teams are Dor Eli, Dave Miller and Tom Samuel from Holon Institute of Technology, Israel for Knife Knob for Gill, and Hent Blankenstein, Denzel Bothma, Ongopotsi Mothibe and Tyler Shibambo from Tshwane University of Technology, South Africa for Hamrit Johan. Congratulations.
And the first winner of the 2020 Fixperts Award is Luggage Alternative for Ben, from Joe Arrowsmith, Harvey Badcock, Ben Biddell, Teresa Jorgansi, Ben Hughes and Maxine Ossie at Brunel University, England. Congratulations. Of Luggage Alternative for Ben, the Helen Hamlin judges said, "This is a holistically considered solution that empowers and enables a genuine problem, co-design and great execution that looks great as well." Now we're going to have a video from the team from Luggage Alternative for Ben.
My name is Ben, I go to Brunel University and I play on the University wheelchair basketball team. I also play for a club outside of uni and I also play on GB Men's under 22 team. Personally, I'd say that I'm pretty independent in my day-to-day life. Only thing I would say that is an issue is carrying stuff. I have to have somebody with me, carrying the bag for me, and then that means that I have to rely on someone else when I'd much rather be a lot more independent. Like the main GB training area is centralised in Sheffield, so usually I've got to get a train up there, but I've got to stay maybe 1 or 2 nights.
So we decided to run with the aspect of travel and how we can make him more independent travelling on his own. After pinpointing his issue, we searched the market for different products that would solve this problem. But they were expensive, restricted his mobility, and didn't allow him the flexibility to use his own bags.
That's where we thought we could step in.
So, during development, we created a cardboard model to simulate the size and the functionality of what the product would be like. We created an empathy tool that would allow us to see where the bar on the back of his chair would be, so we were able to develop it and tweak it when needed.
We then went forward and created a rough prototype out of stock materials, and that was just to engage if the dimensions that we had were correct.
The pipe clips we used to attach our design to Ben's chair were originally very rigid and difficult to remove. But after heat forming them, they were easier to handle whilst remaining strong and secure.
So it works well. So functionality is there. I'm a big person for aesthetics. So if it was maybe like all black, that way it could match with the suitcase. It could also match with my chair.
Developing the final product to be small, sleek and elegant presented a number of challenges with manufacture. Pipe bending was a difficult challenge, but we were able to overcome that and get the desired shape that we wanted.
Okay, that's a lot better than the original design. I prefer this. Yeah, the aesthetic, that it's all black. I'm loving it. The handles come out wider, makes it a lot easier to use. Like the type of belt that's been used, I can use it on smaller suitcases, I can use it on bigger suitcases, or even like the large duffel bags with the wheels at the bottom. No, thank you very much for making this for me. And yeah, just means I can move around on my own now.
This year, in recognition of the difficult situations people have found themselves in all over the world due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we're awarding a second award, the 2020 Fixperts Designing in a Pandemic Award. The 2020 runners-up for this award are Emma Mende from Berlin University of the Arts, Germany for Holding Hands Machine, and Dennis Lobach from Berlin University of the Arts, Germany for Airpecker. Congratulations both.
And the winner of the 2020 Fixperts Designing in a Pandemic Award is Folding Work Area for Children from Amit Fisher and Yuval Bar Shalom at Holon Institute of Technology, Israel. Congratulations both. A folding work area for replicate low-tech solution that was a fantastic demonstration in how to capture children's needs and prototype remotely yet collaboratively. Now we're going to have a video from the team about folding work area for children.
מה עושים עכשיו?
טוב, נראה לי שנוכל לסדר את זה, סבבה. ביי, להתראות.
So great. Thank you to all our award winners so far. We just have one award left, and that is the Alumni Award. Every year we give an award to Helen Hamlyn Centre for Design alumni, and there's over 220 of them who have taken inclusive design into the world, gone global, gone international. This year we have two winners, one for social impact and one for business impact. The winners will each receive a piece of glasswork from Isabella Kuhlman. Isabella is a 2020 graduate from the RCA Ceramics and Glass MPhil. These works are taken from her research project. If we can go to the next slide, or sorry, previous slide. There we are, that's the one. We want to show off Isabella's work. These are taken from Isabella's research project, which is treading lightly between the analog and digital to transform float glass. It's an alternative glass practice. So to announce the first winner, and those of you who are paying attention, you'd have seen it, but the first winner of the Alumni Award for Social Impact is Yusuf Mohammed. So to tell you a little bit about Yusuf, he joined the center in 2008, where he worked with low vision communities in BlackBerry, looked at the experience of patients in hospitals, and spent a number of years redesigning the emergency ambulance as you see on screen. He then started a company called Plumis, and their flagship product, AutoMist, brings together people-centered design to fire safety. It adds remote monitoring and early operation to limit heat and smoke in the home. You will all probably know Yusuf from his work on the Big Life Fix, where he continues to work with the community. The Big Life Fix is a science series for BBC Two where designers, engineers, and tech experts come together to create innovations for people with varied abilities. And this is what Yusuf had to say upon winning the award.
Thank you so much. I am delighted to have been selected for this award. I am really passionate about making a positive impact on society and honoured to follow in the footsteps in the long line of alumni from the Helen Hamlyn Centre who are doing so. Inclusive design and empathy is a fundamental pillar of good design. It puts people at the centre, ensures we don't forget why we're doing what we're doing, and allows us to create an environment for everyone. Working at the Helen Hamlyn Centre was pivotal in my career. I still use the design process I learnt there today. So thank you again for this wonderful award.
Thank you. And you get a sense of Yusuf's empathy through that video. He, I have to say, when I first wrote to him and said, Yusuf, you have got this award, he was so empathic, he didn't believe it. He wrote back and said, who is this? And is this a spam email? And have I really won an award? The next person is equally empathic. And the Alumni Award for Business Impact goes to, we've got a little bit of tension there. It goes to Megumi Fujikawa. So a little about Megumi. She joined the center in 2003, where she explored interactive lighting in shopping malls that gave a more emotional connection, partnering with Philips Design. She then joined Philips. Many of our researchers and designers go on to join the company they're working with, and then worked as an interaction design consultant in the healthcare domain and for Philips' Philanthropy by Design program. Between 2014 to 2016, she worked as a senior assistant professor, as you see on the right, for Keio University, collaborating with the RCA and the Pratt Institute in New York. Since 2017, she has worked at Panasonic as a design lead, introducing human-centered design within the corporate environment. This included training in-house for young designers and engineers with the help of our center. We have run 4 training workshops over the last 3 years. And here is Megumi's response upon learning she had won the award.
Hi, this is Megumi Fujikawa. Now I'm in Tokyo. Thank you very much for the award, and it's really nice to connect back to Helen Hamlin Center for Design, where I learned that in the design process, if we understand people very well, people will understand us through product and services we provide and get connection. So I appreciate that I could have learned that in the early stage of my career, and it still helps me to contribute to the society through design. Thank you very much.
So a beautiful message there. When Megumi first joined Panasonic, she was just given the title Chief, which I absolutely love. So that ends the award ceremony. It is often called the Oscars of the RCA, but I believe it has a lot less tears than the actual real Oscars, and a lot more, and I feel I can say this, but a lot more talent in design terms. I want to thank all of our sponsors, our award winners and supporters. There were a number of videos there that we will make available online. We will be showcasing the student award winners, the Fixpert award winners, and our alumni. So you will be able to delve into their projects in a lot more detail. So the very final thing is a response. And when we were thinking of who could give a response, we could think of no better person than Oni Eichhaug. To tell you a little bit about Oni, she's Norwegian. You can tell that from the picture. She is a global leader in inclusive design. She runs her own consultancy, Innovation for All, as well as holding the presidency of EIDD, a global network of inclusive design with around 27 countries already signed up, from Mexico to Singapore and Europe in between. Oni has a business degree, worked internationally for companies such as Unilever and Luxo, but always used design to transform her business practice and relationships. She held directorships and executive positions, being headhunted for her approach several times. And in 2005, she jumped full-time into the field of inclusive design. On screen, she is holding a Bible for inclusive design that she instigated. It's a book called Innovating with People, and the website is innovatingwithpeople.net. It is now sold to over 45 countries. And cheekily, if you want a 20% discount on the book, we'll be sending a link in an email to all of you on this Zoom call later on, where you can get that 20% discount. Oni is fantastic. She's been a long-time collaborator with the center, and we could think of no better person to give a response than Oni, with her global leadership in the field. So over to Oni for the final words.
Thank you, Rama. I'm Oni. It's a great pleasure to be given the opportunity to speak on this event and to honor new talent in inclusive design. It confirms that young designers today are taking on the many challenges we face with sustainable solutions based on the powerful resource that inclusive design represents. Coming from a business background myself, I have in particular been focusing on inclusive design as a driving force for people-centered innovation and as an effective, sustainable business strategy. My mantra has always been that inclusive design can be applied to all walks of life and that everyone can adopt an inclusive design mindset, no matter what field or sector you operate in. And this is definitely the case, what we have seen here today with these amazing and varied winning projects. And this is also what we preach in our EIDD Design for All network that I lead, which in fact has gone global now with members from Singapore to Mexico. It has been a long and thrilling journey from the early days of my career in inclusive design. Back then, it was not considered to be relevant, interesting, or sexy for that matter, for the audience and target groups I was addressing. And the long list of prejudice and misconception was long. I remember that in this uphill struggle, in danger of losing faith, Professor Roger Coleman, the founder of Inclusive Design and one of the main partners establishing your center, told me to hang in there. This is going to grow big. He was, of course, right, and I'm grateful for his encouragement that reinforced my commitment. Throughout my work, I experienced that communicating the value of inclusive design can be at its most convincing when demonstrated through practice and real lighthouse projects, where the results and outputs speak for themselves. Besides searching globally for the best cases to present, we also have a good set of examples in Norway. Having established and organized the Innovation Award for Universal Design on the behalf of the ministry, we have now in Norway more than 20 incredible inclusively designed projects, ranging from hospitals, hotels, light rails, services, government websites, activity parks, and sustainable iconic passenger boats. The list goes on. What they all have in common is that the result of an inclusive design process exceeds expectations at a number of levels, including increased profits, reduced costs, more user-friendly and relevant solutions, benefiting society, business, and the individual. The award-winning projects today are amazing, and congratulations to all. I know the competition was hard. It is difficult to pick a favorite, but personally, I would like to mention two of them. One with a new take and application of inclusive design, looking at social, global challenges like the refugee camps crisis, focusing on mothers unable to lactate. Another project that goes back to the roots of inclusive design and accessibility, based on a strong personalized story on disability with a digital solution that pushes inclusive design to new boundaries. As a closing remark, I would like to just thank the Helen Hamlin Center for Design for all the outstanding and pioneering work throughout the years. The world does look at you to carry the torch for inclusive design. Next year, we will all celebrate your 30 years of excellence. Thank you.
So thank you, Oni. You make us blush, so much so even our presentation and Zoom backgrounds have turned a kind of blushing pink. So it just remains to thank you. There was nearly 200 people on this call, to thank you all for your interest in the center, and to say that we have 5 more events. This has been a showcase and launch event. The other events are more granular. There'll be more opportunity to take part in polls, to ask questions, to make comments, and to interact. Tomorrow, 4 to 5, Johnny West will talk about his work in designing in a pandemic, and we'll have 2 doctors from the front line joining him. On Wednesday, our only event at 2 to 3 is around age and diversity, and you'll hear more from Colin and Chris, especially our new Design Age Institute that has been kept a little bit secret till now, but do join that and hear more about it. 4 o'clock the same day, our new area, Inclusive Design for Social Impact, which looks at taking inclusive design into new reaches, into the environment, looking at public toilets, and issues of race will come up there. We've got some great participants, a Sri Lankan lawyer who's given new initiatives at Sky, and one of the leading Black designers within the graphic space, who's now living in Vancouver but is from London. Then on Thursday at 4 o'clock, we move into inclusive design, looking at business value and pathways. And Ninella has 3 speakers with business backgrounds and business perspectives to really 360, what can inclusive design bring to business? On Friday the 16th is a personal research area of creative leadership that I've been very honored to share with many people on this Zoom call. And we are looking to launch and set up a Creative Leaders Circle. And this is for 3 types of people. It's for established leaders, it's for emerging leaders, and the third category, which I fall into, it's for people who were never built to be leaders. And we want you all to join. So this is Design.Different. The week is officially launched. You will get an email with more links and information to the magazine and the website. But in the meantime, it just remains for me to thank all the presenters, the work of all the colleagues, the team members, the people, the users, the contributors, the Royal College of Art, the Helen Hamlin Trust, who make this work happen. And finally, to thank you all. It's been lovely to be here. Much love and light to you all, and may all your endeavors be inclusive. Take care and bye for now.